I guess you're not the king, the true king.
Last week we dropped this well in, this pipe for a well, but the, what do you call this cap?
Blasting cap.
The
driving cap.
The driving cap.
The driving cap. Stripped, and it destroyed the thread over here. Plus, we found that we could twist the shaft, so we're afraid that the threads down the bottom in the sections are not good. So today we're going to be trying to pull this out and checking what they look like and replacing the pipe with a new pipe. Hopefully it will go down easier than previously.
Tried that with the winch for a little while and it was just taking so long. Thankfully it was a beautiful day, blue sky, so it wasn't too bad.
That's directly above it, that's pretty much.
After a while it was pretty apparent that this was not going to work with using the quad. So we got Big Red, which is our lovely red tractor, down to the location off the shallow well. And here we are attaching the bucket of the tractor to the pipe in order to lift the bucket up and hopefully get that pipe out of the ground. So at this point, I was basically wondering if that rope was even going to hold, and I was right. And the next step was bringing out the chains. To be fair, I'm pretty sure that rope is like 100 years old, so I wasn't surprised that it snapped. Obviously the chain worked much better, and so they were able to get the first whole portion up out of the ground fairly quickly with the tractor, and then at this point needed to detach the first pipe from the second pipe and do it all over again with the second one. After the first pipe was detached from the second pipe, we went ahead and chained the second pipe to the tractor so that we could do the same thing and pull that right up out of the ground. And as you can see, this process was a lot easier than trying to jiggle it up out of the ground with the quad.
Doing it. Marty's gonna unscrew up there. Unscrew the right spot. When does that ever happen? So, pipe dope. I don't recommend it. I don't know. Pipe dope on all these threads. I don't even see any pipe dope there. Kind of disheartening. We also bought this one-way valve. I'm saying thread tape's better.
That's pretty good.
Time I say we tighten both pipes until they touch each other inside.
You want to hold the pipe, Dad?
Thank you. You enjoyed watching me stroke.
Just watching the army strong here. That's going to be good.
You got that on tape, right? We just drove that first time. Any digging.
Hercules.
Pushing the whole thing just falls. Can that happen? No way, right? No way, right? Here, keep that thing on here. I'm gonna push the tractor button. Oh, I see what you're doing.
Just in case.
I'll stop talking. I'm jinxing this a lot.
After making sure that this was properly attached and tightened, they did attach the third pipe and, using the same process, pushed it down into the ground.
I think we should.
Yeah, I think we need to try and drive it down first.
Okay. Well, not driving, we're gonna hammer it. We use a fence post driving, pounding piece, which I'm gonna use in a second to drive this further down. And we drove our first well pipe in. But when in the process of doing that, you can look over here, we damaged all of the threads.
The other one.
This one's not as bad. This is probably our worst one. That's our worst one for sure. But we had all the right tools. We had the pipe top, you know, and we used, we didn't use anything crazy. We didn't even push it with the tractor. We didn't do any of that. We just used a sledgehammer, just like it states in the instructions to do, and a fence post pounder, you know.
Destroyed the thread inside there.
We destroyed all the threads. I mean, we're digging into like sand. It's a sand well point, you know. I feel like, I mean, we have the drive couplings, we have the drive hammer, we tightened everything up, and everything, it stripped, so we had to pull it all back out, because at all these connections it can't leak at all, and it's really important that it doesn't, because if it leaks, then when you pump your pump, it's going to suck in air instead of water. It won't bring the water up. So we pulled it out, and we installed the new one. Another thing that we did different this time is we used thread tape instead of pipe dope. Pipe dope, I mean, I can see a little remnants of the pipe dope, but it is still wet. Like, this is a week later, and it should be, like, I expected that to dry up and make a really solid connection. I didn't expect it to remain a fluid through its entire life cycle. I expected it to dry up, you know, like any type of sealing compound would. But maybe I'm just not familiar. I haven't used pipe dope before. This is my first well I've installed. So there's stuff that I don't know.
Don't use pipe dope.
I don't know if you shouldn't use it. I mean,
Well,
we didn't use it. We don't recommend it. I don't like it.
Not unless you let it dry before you drive the pipe.
See, and right here it says not recommended for use. All right. So I don't think, I'm not sure that I like that. There might have been some more on there, that label. I just think that is, yeah. Anyway, so here's what we got. So the threads in this are stripped. So if I screw this on, I'm stripping these threads. So we're not going to do that. I have one extra coupling. Actually, I've got two extra couplings. So we're thinking about screwing this on all the way, so that way when we hammer on this, it doesn't, like, hopefully, theoretically, it should not damage the threads on this pipe, because then we'll be at the same place that we just were.
Then we just cut the top off and cut new threads. But
Yeah, if that happens, then that's what we'll probably do. We'll probably cut off the top of it and just do new threads. So, here we go. Let's get this screwed on better.
you ready?
Yep. Obviously not as ready as I thought. Alright, I'm ready. I'm more readier now.
We should go much more than that, otherwise we're not going to be able to get off again.
Okay.
Put the pipe dope on so it can slide.
Get the pipe up on this so you can slide up pretty good. You know, we're probably going to get... Yeah, lawsuit.
You didn't show the brand, did you?
We'll edit that part out.
Did you? Nah, it's part of the adventure. Yeah? This is all we did last time. Oh, we got video and stuff. We're going to put that on. Alright, that's far enough. No, I'm just kidding. It's a lot of work.
Process of taking it out, we've now got a rock on the bottom of it.
Yeah. A piece of rock. That would suck a lot.
I'd help, but I can't think of a good joke to tell you. You're going to make me do it now.
Like that, huh?
I'm too tall for this.
I was about to say that.
About there, right? No. Better foot?
I mean, that pump's going to be right here.
Oh, that's good for me.
Yes. It's really good for
Not a
that.
single child can get well water.
Okay, that should do something. just off a couple shots we need to make sure we
Okay.
re-tight.
My turn?
How many that was?
Loose again.
Did a little bit. So yeah, just do a few and then.
How we feeling?
Height-wise,
It's probably reasonable.
that's actually not probably not size.
One more.
A little bit for the kids. Yeah, that's good. One more. White
Yay! Perfect. So now we're putting the wide pipe. It's kind of like Wi-Fi. It's just wide. This is the wide pipe, correct?
We're going to be putting concrete around the bottom of this to mount the pump handle on. But in case we have to pull the pipe, the actual pump part out again at a later time, we're putting this pipe so we'll have a non-concrete piece of metal pipe we can pull out. So hopefully it'll work.
Again, we can raise it up a bit and put dirt in. It's not gonna matter.
If we can't push it down, well,
Yeah, we can push it down more. So cut it shorter than you need.
no, let's do big. So we've got,
Okay.
I've got some.
Alright.
Oh, no, lift it up.
Oh, okay. Now which one of the lines?
No, not that. That's some right.
You ready?
Was it ever in? Oh, wrong one. Should have been the other one.
If that one's a nice cut, leave that one. Flip it. That's a nice cut. Perfectly flat. This cut, I might have janked stuff a little bit. Beautiful.
Is that enough?
That's more than enough. Is it more than enough? Is it really more than enough? I thought that was going to be centered. It's not very centered. We're going to force you to center. Put the sand in there. I'll try to get this side to push that way. Let's try then. What side is closer? Get the wrong movement, it's going to go down. That's the sand. So we chose to dig it here. So our property's got, like, this isn't the lowest spot on our property. We have a river over here. Not a river, it's a stream. And it comes out of the ground on the land here that we own. So it is a, what do they call that?
Spring.
Spring.
Or a jump if you prefer.
We already said spring, didn't we? I don't know, I must be tired or something. It's not like we woke up super early to get here. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty centered too. It's pretty close. It's perfect.
Kind of fudge it a little.
Actually, I think we'll get a, yeah, it'll flex into place hopefully. If not, that's the worst that's gonna happen. We could do this and see if we have water. Oh. So how far down is that? It's probably about 11 feet. So I'd say we have about, what do you think? Am I wrong? Oh, that's more than 11.
Yeah, whatever.
You agree?
Yeah, it's going to be real hard to get a paint on it.
Alright, so now we need the gasket and that spike thing looking thing. I think I might be sweating down the well. Yep, it's the gasket. Then the spike. Beautiful. Yes, it's right there.
Down here.
Feels like there's suction. I hope we didn't like drive it into clay. That thing at the bottom's all gummed up.
Oh, here it comes. That's from
Yummy.
Lovely.
Yeah, the guys that I watch do this, they filled up like 10 5-gallon buckets before the water got clear.
I think it's come for a while.
Yeah, you want to? Not that I'm tired, it's that. The water it's sucking up is like that.
Looks like the pump had a bad day.
This is a Taco Bell pump.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's
I
got
feel it's got suction, but
maybe it'll clear up as we get the mud out of the hole.
So it looks like we have water. It's muddy water, but obviously that is to be expected. If you have done a shallow well, similarly, what's your experience with this? And how long does it take for you to start seeing clearer water? Was there anything else that you needed to do in order to fix this problem? If so, or if you have any comments, drop them below. We'd love to hear from you.
I wonder I'm not getting a nice flow. That's why we get that back pressure.
So that's pretty much where we got to with the shallow well. We may redo it and try to put it in a different place, especially if there is clay down at the bottom. We want to find a place that's, the sand. Drop your comments below and feel free to subscribe.